When it comes to the question, what is investing? If the answer that pops into your head is something like stocks or crypto or real estate, then you don't understand investing. Because if that's your mentality, then what that means is investing to you is putting money into some type of vehicle in order to earn more money. Well, that's only 1/3 of what investing actually is. To truly understand investing, you have to know that it's about where we are putting our time, energy, and money in order to get more time, energy, and money. If you don't understand this concept, then you will never become rich. These 3 advanced investing concepts that I'm about to share with you, I learned from some of the wealthiest people I know, and it made me a millionaire by 34. Concept number 1 is something that I call tiers, the 3 everlasting alternating resources, which is something that I kind of came up with to describe the relationship between time, energy, and money. Everyone has a certain amount of these 3 resources at any point in their life, and we are constantly interchanging them for one or the other. The exchange that most people understand is trading their time and energy for money. We call that a job. But we have to advance our thinking around this in order to become master investors. Every single person alive is an investor, and we are investing these 3 things every single day. But you need to ask yourself one important question. Am I investing my tiers, my 3 everlasting alternating resources, in a way that's moving me towards the life that I want? Let me give you 3 real-world examples. Spending an hour with a personal trainer is going to cost me $100 in about 90 minutes. It's going to be 60 minutes with a personal trainer for the actual session, and then give or take 30 minutes to travel and bathe. So in this scenario, I'm actually spending time and money in order to hopefully get more energy and more time on the back end. Working out gives me energy and stamina for the rest of the day, and actually also provides a lot more clarity so I can be more efficient with the time that I do have. It'll also improve my health and hopefully my quality of life. And this is going to enable me to work even longer and hopefully enjoy longer life. All right, so what's the ROI on watching 2 hours of Netflix? Well, I'm spending $30 on the subscription, and then I'm spending 2 hours and investing hopefully in what is fun and relaxation. And if I'm watching the show with a friend or a loved one, then it's also an investment in social wealth, which is one of the 4 types of wealth. So now let's look at it from the perspective of one of the more traditional investments like real estate. I have to invest time, energy, and money in the initial purchase of the property, and then it's going to require additional time, energy, and money as I continue to make sure I fix anything that gets damaged with the property, to make sure that my tenants are paying me on time, and then whenever those tenants leave, I have to then spend additional time, energy, and money in order to go and make sure that I find new tenants. So that would be another example of time, energy, and money in a more traditional investment. Concept number 2 is something that is called the velocity of money. If you haven't seen a Top Gun movie recently and you don't remember what velocity is, it's just important to remember that velocity equals speed plus direction. If you make an investment that earns $10,000 in 5 days, and then your friend makes an investment that earns $10,000 in 5 months, who had the better return on investment? So whenever we're thinking with a poor mindset, we would only focus on the money, in which case we'd look at this and say that they had the same ROI, right? Wrong. When we evaluate this situation with a wealthy mindset, then we are taking into account time, energy, and money on the investment. So in scenario 1, we have $10,000 that we made in 5 days, which equals $2,000 a day. And then in scenario 2, we have $10,000, which was earned in 5 weeks, which works out to be $285 a day. Time is an important element when it comes to building wealth. So really understanding how fast our money is going up and how much it's going up is a huge determining factor when it comes to building wealth. This 3rd concept is really important when it comes to living a fulfilling life. And that is the fact that time and energy are equally as important when it comes to resources as money. We live in a world that holds money on a pedestal between the 3 resources, and it will tell you that sacrificing the majority of your time and energy just to earn more money is a life worth living. But deep down, we know that is a huge lie just to make us a productive worker for the machine. Time and energy are equal to money in terms of importance. And there's plenty of scenarios we can run through that will actually show that time and energy are actually more important than money. But for now, let's just focus on making sure that we understand that they are equally as important. So to push this point a little bit, let's go back to the previous example and add a little context. So in scenario 1, you earned $10,000 in 5 days, but now we're going to add the fact that you had to work 16 hours a day in order to earn that. Now that we know how much energy you are having to put into this investment, 16 hours a day, we can break that down by the hour, which comes down to $125 an hour. Now in scenario 2, where your friend invested $10,000 and they earned it in 5 weeks, we're going to add the context that it only took them an hour to set up this investment. Well, if it took 1 hour total to set up this investment and then 5 weeks to earn the $10,000, that breaks down to $10,000 an hour. This is why calculating time and energy is so important whenever we are talking about investing money. Before we considered how much energy we would have to invest, aka how much work we would have to do, scenario 1 seemed like the obvious better investment. But now with this additional context, we're looking at scenario 2 totally differently, because even though it did take a little bit more time investment, the energy investment in this was significantly lower than scenario 1. So now with all of this energy savings that I'm getting in scenario 2, that will also enable me to put additional time and energy into other investments. And this is how young, rich people especially earn their money so quickly. Take these 3 advanced concepts to heart, and I would just recommend the next time you have a break to just sit down for 30 minutes and evaluate how you're investing your time, energy, and money on a daily basis. And then once you've got a really good idea about how you're investing your time, energy, and money on a daily basis, just sit back and ask yourself, is there one area of my life where I could shift the way that I'm investing these resources in order to make my life even better? And then just go do that one thing and repeat this process over and over again for the rest of your life. And I promise you, you will become a master investor.